Hello everybody. I hope everybody's having a good day, and I thank you for stopping by my channel, Life with Patty. And I am here to do some baking with you today, and I hope that you're going to enjoy this video. I would really appreciate it if you haven't subscribed to my page yet to go ahead and do that right now. You can hit that like, share button, the bell button, and then it will alert you at any time that I post a video. And share away, folks. Share away. Share it on Twitter, share it on Instagram, share it on Facebook. Be my guest. Save it to your videos on your Facebook page so that you can make the recipe later, whatever you like. So today, folks, we are going to make some out of this world delicious chocolate crinkle cookies. Now in our town, not our town actually, a town over, a larger town, Yuba City, they have a great cookie store there called the Cookie Tree. They make the best snickerdoodles and chocolate crinkle cookies, except, woo-hoo-hoo, I can make them just as well right here in my own kitchen, and I absolutely love them. So let's get started. All right, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start blending in our beautiful blender here some ingredients. We're going to start out with 2 cups of sugar. Let's move this over here. I wish I had a cameraman, but I don't. So we're going to put 2 cups of sugar right into our bowl. And then we need 3/4 of a cup of cocoa. This is what I use, folks. The Hershey's cocoa, 100% cocoa, natural, unsweetened. The sugar itself makes it plenty sweet. Whoosh. I didn't realize this one hadn't been opened yet, so sorry. Let's get this sugar out of the way. And you know, I do not have a 3/4 cup measuring spoon. So, measuring cup. So, put it into a 1/2 and a 1/4. What's that give us, folks? 3/4. Gosh, it makes a mess though sometimes, you know. Not into messes very much. So, here comes our 1/2. And then a 1/4. When I cook, I don't measure a lot, but when I bake, I do. I really do. All right, there is our 3/4 cup of cocoa. And then it calls for 3/4 of a cup of vegetable oil. Now, I guess if you were trying to not go to the store like I'm trying to do now, and you didn't have vegetable oil, but you had coconut oil, or you had Crisco, you can melt that Crisco down. But luckily, I have some vegetable oil. So we're gonna put in 3/4 of a cup of vegetable oil. This is a recipe that has to refrigerate the dough after you're done for at least 6 hours. And really, folks, if you try to hurry it along and not do that step, you're really not going to get the best results. You're not going to get the same thing. So if you're in a hurry and you haven't made it and you want to make it right then, it's not a recipe to use, okay? Then we're going to put in 4 eggs. I also refrigerate my snickerdoodle dough before I make it. And you don't really have to, but it really does turn out better if you do. So there's our 4 eggs. And then it calls for 2 teaspoons of vanilla. I think if you've been with me for a while, you saw that I broke my jar of vanilla. I broke the lid. And so I put it in here because I didn't want to waste it. I'll be so glad when I can go and buy another jar, but I'm not going to waste that because that's just silly. Okay, so there's our 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Now we're going to put this on the mixer. gonna let that start to mix up, okay? Get some of this stuff out of the way. And then our dry ingredients that we're gonna put in is a half a teaspoon of salt. And I just add it right to this mixture. Some people believe that you've got to mix all the dry ingredients and add them all together at the same time. I don't. I never have, and I've always had great results with my baking. And 2 teaspoons of baking powder. So I'm going to go ahead and incorporate that in here right now as well. 1 and 2. And the last thing we have to put in is 2 1/3 cup of flour. I store my flour in this Rubbermaid container I've had for I don't even know how long. Turn the mixer off. I'm going to put the 1 1/3 cups to begin with, and we always even out like that. I have made this recipe I don't even know how many times. And we're gonna let that mix again. So I've made this recipe, and one time when my son was about 10 or 11, we were living in town, in another town, a small town called Williams, and the neighbors across the street from us were Hispanic, and we were friends with them. Blake and my son and the neighbor's little boy were friends, and they were making pozole, and that is like one of my favorite soups ever. And so Blake said, "Oh, that's my mom's favorite soup." And let's stop our story for a minute here and add another cup. Anyways, so Blake says, "My mom's making cookies right now," because it was around Christmas time and I was making cookies for a bunch of people. And he says, "My mom's making chocolate crinkle cookies right now." And they said, "What is that?" So they had never had a chocolate crinkle cookie. Okay, I'm going to start this back up again. And so Blake came across the street and he says, "Mom, do you have some chocolate crinkle cookies that I could give to Pedro's family?" I said, "Yes." He's like, "They have a big family, Mom." So I gave him a dozen because I was making a lot, you know. And the father tried them, and they were, of course, pretty warm right out of the oven, and they were delicious. And his father said to the wife, "You give her some soup right now." So we exchanged. I gave him another dozen, and they gave me a big pot of pozole. Oh my gosh, wonderful trade-off. I loved it. So that was always kind of a little bit of a joke because I traded my cookies for pozole, and they were in heaven and I was in heaven. So I'm just gonna whip this up one more time. A little bit stronger. When it's all nice and blended, we're going to put it in the refrigerator, like I said, for about 6 hours. And it will actually be okay if you were to leave it in the refrigerator up to 2 or 3 days, cover it real well, it would be fine. And so that's probably what I'm going to do because it's 4:30 almost in the evening, and so I'm going to make these tomorrow morning. So I'm going to cover this up, put them in the refrigerator, and I'm going to leave them there overnight. And then tomorrow I will come back to you happy peppy people, and we will finish making our chocolate crinkle cookies. So I'm going to put it into a smaller bowl to go into the refrigerator because I don't have a big refrigerator. I want to say that this is going to make you about 3 or 4 dozen. I didn't really look on the recipe to tell you. And we are going to roll this in some powdered sugar before we bake them also. So, all right, let me show you what it looks like. Here is our chocolate crinkle cookie dough. I'm gonna put it in the refrigerator, and in a split second on that camera, I'll be back and we're gonna be baking. But it will really be tomorrow. All right, you guys, I'll see you in a little bit. All right, I'm back. So it's been, it's been about, I don't know, almost 24 hours. And I'm ready to make my chocolate crinkle cookies. So if you can see, it's hard, but that's how you like it to set up so that we can roll our cookies in our powdered sugar. So try to find yourself a bowl that you have more room so that you can roll your cookies easily. All right. I'll bring my tray over here and spray it, even though I probably don't need to. You guys know I never trust it. So here's my problem. It's not really a problem, but it's aggravating as all get out. I bought 3 of these scoopers. Never had used one in my life for 54 years. I saw them on Amazon, I don't know, like 6 months ago. And you got three of them for like 12 bucks. And you got a small, medium, and a large. This is the medium, okay? I have the small, and I used it for the first time, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love it, right? So I put it somewhere, because I have like a cupboard with all my baking stuff, and a cupboard with my spices, and then some drawers that I have, you know, my spatulas and all that stuff in. And I had all 3 scoopers together right in where all my cookbooks are and my baking stuff. I took the little scooper out, and then I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna put it over here so I remember where it's at and I can always get to it easy. Dude, I forgot where that was. That is life with Patty. I'm serious, like, come on. So I'm gonna try the medium scooper, and I hope it's not too big. I think it'll work. Okay, I'm just gonna scoop out. The scooper's not completely full, so maybe that'll work. I'm gonna scoop out some cookie dough, and I'm putting it right into my powdered sugar. I used to just roll it with my hands. Oh my gosh, they would get so dirty. And this is just so much easier. I just can't even believe it. I love these scoopers. Genius person who patented this. I know they've been around forever, but 2, 3, 4, 5. Not in my world, they haven't been around forever. 6. Okay, you guys, and I just heard my oven go off, so I preheated my oven to 350 degrees. All right, and so now I have some balls in my powdered sugar, and just gonna kind of roll it around in there. These are kind of messy to eat, but who cares? They're so delicious. So that's rolled around. I'm gonna put it right onto our cookie sheet here. You know, this whole business about, you know, not going shopping until I use everything in my cupboard, I've got to tell you folks, I'm going to be honest with you, it sucks, okay? It's not even fun. Like, I don't have any avocados in my world right now, and I want some, and you know what? I'm going to go get some. This whole blackout thing, you know, well, I'm going to modify it a little bit. So I'm not going to go get tons of pantry things, but I'm going to go get my avocados. And then, you know, usually I put a whole bunch of powdered sugar in here because I'm like, oh, I'll just buy some more next time I go to the grocery store. And this was the last of my powdered sugar. And I only used, I got a little bit left in the bag because I was like all worried, you know, like, oh my gosh, I'm going to run out of powdered sugar. Okay, I need one more little cookie in here. And that will make 9 on our plate here. We're going to bake these at 350 for about 12 minutes because these are kind of big, actually. I'm kind of worried about this. I don't know. They might turn out fine. I mean, I like them a little bit smaller, but this is what they look like. And they're going in the oven at 350 for 12 minutes. And then I'll be back to show you and do a little taste test, all right? I'll see you in a little bit. All right, guys, I'm back. I tell you what, my kitchen smells like heaven. I'm in heaven. Okay, I won't quit my day job because I definitely can't sing. All right, so the scooper that I used is too big. It made my cookies too big. I'm not happy with them. So here's the first set. I cooked for 12 minutes. Take that back. Second set I cooked for 13 minutes because the first set was a little gooier than I like. If I would have found my small scooper, it would have been perfect. I have the third set in the oven right now, and that's the entire batch of cookies. And I would have stretched it into probably twice the amount of cookies with the smaller scooper. So guess what Patty has to do after we're done with this video? I got to go look for my scooper. Where in the world? So aggravating, you guys, so aggravating. But this is my life. I do this all the time. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and, I mean, they are beautiful cookies, and they're going to taste great, I'm sure. But I want the smaller scooper. Oh my gosh, guys. It's like fudge chocolate melting in your mouth, you know? It's just, I've made these recipes. I've made these cookies, I'm sure, over 100 times. It's always a good recipe. And it's still good. They're just a little big. But other than that, perfect. Alright, you guys. That's my whole video on chocolate crinkle cookies. I mean, if you guys stuck with it all the way to the end, I'm hoping that you like my videos, and if you do, please hit that subscribe button down there. Like, share, give me comments, everything. I love to read your comments, and I always try really hard to respond back to every single one of your comments. So, I'll talk to you guys later, and you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.